Hi, guys. Today I want to talk about internalized sexism and an internalized abuse. And all that means is the internalized part of it. That just means that we do it to ourselves from within. It's not sexism that's coming from without, it's coming from within ourselves. Okay. Um, the devaluing of women is so woven into the very fabric of our culture. So we get born into this culture and we take on the values of our culture without really even realizing it. We learn it and it comes in. So many people are very unaware of the fact that this is even happening to them. Okay. Others will see it sometimes at a very early age, and they are appalled by it. And they'll be thinking, that's not fair. That's not right. Why are people treating me this way? Why do I not have access to the same type of jobs or the same privileges that, my brother does? Those types of thoughts and feelings. And there's anger there. Um, and even for the people who see it happening and they're aware of it, there is still a theft of their confidence from it. Okay. Just because you're aware of something doesn't mean that you are going to be free of it and that you're going to be free of the effects of it. That's not going to happen. There's still going to be a reduction in your confidence and in who you might have been, and how you might have interacted with the world because you had something stolen from you. Okay. You had your value stolen, you know. Um, you can spend a lot of time very angry about this. Okay. You can be appalled and you can be angry. The problem is if you stay stuck in that anger stage about what you see happening and what you feel was done that was inappropriate and that you were inappropriately, improperly devalued, um, you can stay stuck in that anger stage about that, without taking effective action within yourself to fix it. Um, it's important to really remember that if something is done to us and it causes harm to us and some kind of trauma, and we are living out of that type of trauma, like the devaluation, we still have to bear the responsibility for fixing it and making sure it doesn't happen again. That's not fair, but that's the planet we live on. Okay. The most important thing that I can tell you to do at the very beginning of recognizing that is to detach and let go of your righteous anger. Yes, it is righteous. Yes, you did earn that. You have the right to your anger. But it's important to let go of that and not let it derail you from focusing on what you need to do to regain yourself and grow your confidence and understand your value. And there's many different things. That's the first step. Okay. Is that emotional detachment from that and letting go of that and saying, yep, I have a right to be angry. I'm not going to let that anger keep me stuck to where I can not now grow. And I don't want to focus my energy on that. I want to focus my energy on growing and protecting myself going forward in the future. I am aware of what's going on. I'm not going to allow certain things in my life. I'm going to set boundaries and I'm going to start to grow the person of who I am and start to learn how valuable and how effective I am as a person. And I'm going to start to get to know me like I would a treasured relative or somebody, a treasured child or a treasured grandchild that you just has just come into the world and you don't know yet. And you start to treat yourself with that type of I don't want to say adoration, but with that type of value. There's a better word for it. I can't think of it, but it's just so important to do that. Treat yourself as a treasure and get to know who you are set your boundaries, and start to grow. And that's basically what I wanted to say today, because I work with a lot of women, and the ones for me that are the most difficult to work with are the ones who carry the internalized sexism and don't know it. They're not even aware of it. They're not even appalled, and they're making decisions that are not in their own best interests. They're making decisions that go against their own best interest in life. And it's very painful and very hard to see. Um, it's like trying to lift 10 tons when I'm working with somebody who just doesn't have that awake awareness and the anger. The ones who get there and go, oh my gosh, this is not right. I need to do something about this. That's a little easier. But if they aren't willing to do the work and they want to stay stuck in that anger, that's difficult too. So I don't want you there. I don't want you in that anger. So if you wouldn't mind dropping a comment for me in the comments below, let me know what you do with your internalized sexism and any observations and what your experience might have been with this. And also like and please subscribe, and I will be back on here before you know it. Okay, thanks. Bye.